Hi Flosstube, I'm Jill with Count On Linens. Today is January 31st, 2026, and I'm back in my sewing room for an update. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for those who have returned. I appreciate your support. And welcome if you're new here. This is my channel where I share my needlework and so primarily cross stitch, a little bit of quilting, and I also share my Etsy shop, what's in the shop and what's new. So today I thought I would just hop on and do a WIP parade and things that I really want to stitch for 2026 and some of my plans for, you know, what I grab in the month so that I feel like I'm, you know, connecting with my needlework and doing all the things that I would like to do, and I'll explain a little bit more. But I just thought I would share what I have in store for you today, and then I'll give you a little update what's been going on with me, and then I'll start right away with the giveaway winner before I forget. So I don't want to leave that to the end. So today what I have in store is a previous finish share, a couple of finishes. I have 3 finishes, and an update what's new in the shop. And then I'll share what I did for January as far as stitching, and then I'll do the WIP parade. And then while I'm talking about the WIP parade, I'll talk about my plans for 2026. There's a couple of sew-alongs that I'd like to participate in, and one that I'm hosting for my little group of stitchy ladies, and also a quilt-along that Kimmy and Sean from Periwinkle Stitcher and myself are going to participate in this year. So let's go ahead and get started with, I think what I'll do first is just tell you what I've been up to. It's just very brief. Basically recovering from Christmas, and I was only here for like 2 weeks ago, so just doing some stitching. I've also done some thrifting. I've been looking at books at the thrift stores, and what else? I'm hosting and planning a little baby sprinkle for my daughter and my daughter-in-law who are having babies in March and April. And so we're doing like a Valentine theme, and I sent out a cute little invitation that says 2 little sweethearts coming soon. I can't remember, but it's 2 little sweethearts. It's really cute. So I'll probably do some Valentine. I might sew up a table runner or something for my big table, and something really cute and cheap, something that will be quick that I can display and help celebrate these upcoming babies that we're so excited about. So that's coming this Saturday. And then Roger and I have an anniversary, our 10-year anniversary. And I noticed that Holly Jones from Mrs. Jones Stitches, she and her husband are also celebrating their 10-year. So I have a little stitch that I would like to start for our like a little anniversary. It's just going to be a little blackbird. I'll show you. It's in my little pile. So we're going to be going on a little trip, and then when we return, Kimmy will be here for a sister volume 3 Flosstube together. So I'm excited to have Kimmy here. She has been stitching up a storm at her house. So, and also doing a lot of sewing and quilting as well. Okay, so that will be the end of February. So, yeah. Okay, so let's get started with, let's do the giveaway. So, I have a winner, and the prize is, I have here my basket of bundles, and so the winner gets to choose one of my farm Farm Girl, what's it called? Farmer's Daughter bundle. It's a Lori Holt fabric collection. And then I'll share one of them. This is one example. And I have these available in the shop. It comes with a half a yard for the lining. And then, these are all coordinating from Farmer's Daughter. And then 2 fat quarters. And then a super cute charm. And the zippers are also new. They're from the Happy Charms set number 3. So they're all brand new colors and they all coordinate. And they're really special. So, okay, you ready? The winner is Pat C. Hardy, or Pechardy. I was trying to decode the name, but I think it's Pat C. Hardy 4817. So if you're watching, please send me an email at countonlinens@gmail.com and send me your address, and then I'll also we'll talk about, you get to choose which one that you'd like that's available in my shop. So, and if there's not anything there, if suddenly I sell out or something, I can make things happen for you because I have more fabric. So, okay, that's exciting. Okay, what's new in the shop? All right, I'm going to share a new fabric collection from Jennifer Bosworth. I think that's her name. And it's called Hydrangea in the Garden. And I'll first share the needle minder. So pretty. This is the needle minder. Yes, Jennifer Bosworth. So pretty. So this collection has all the fabrics have like a shiny sheen in parts of the design, and I'll share. They're so pretty. Okay, I'll just share. This is a bundle that I've made up, and then here's the charm. I have a charm that I'll show you. It's close up, and then so you get the fleece, the half a yard for the lining, 2 fat quarters, the charm, and the zipper. All right. So that is one. Well, I have the fabrics here that I'll show a little bit with more details. You can see up close. This is the charm. So pretty. See how that shines? We all like a little glimmer. Okay. This is one. So this will be the lining for this set. There's 3 options. Okay, this is number 1 option. That's the lining, and then this is the hydrangea fabric. I'm just going to open it up so you can see. Isn't it gorgeous? This is the powder. They have 2 colorways. They have a pink and then a powder. So this is like a periwinkle. And so you can see the swirly things, those are the pearlescent. So you can kind of see in the light. So pretty. I love these. They just came like 2 days ago. I really wanted to make a bag, and I wanted to make it last night, but I just got too overwhelmed with getting my WIPs ready. So this is another set. This is what was in the bundle. And so the center of the little blossoms in the hydrangea blossoms are the little pearlescent. And then the dots are shiny on this one. So that's another. And the last one. Oh, I love this one. I think I'm gonna make one. This one. Is that upside down? Okay. So all of the lettering are the shiny. And then the swirlies on this, the purple, are shiny. And then this will be the lining for this set. And then I'm also going to have an option where you have two half yards instead of a half yard and 2 fat quarters, because I know some people like to make a bag that's just I'll show an example. Some people so for example, they would want this fabric to be on the front and the back, so it's all one fabric, and then you'd have all the fabric inside to be one fabric. So I'm going to list just a few. I think I have enough for 5, where it's just going to be 2 prints in half yard pieces, so that you can have that option. So happy to have Hydrangea in the Garden here in the shop. I haven't even listed yet. I'll list it before I post this video. So that's how new it is. Okay, what's coming up is I also received this collection of fabric, and I haven't, I need to finalize a charm for this one. So it may take a little bit, but this is Autumn Woodland, and this is a Liberty of London fabric collection, and it's brand new. It just was released, and it comes with all of these yummy, wish I could show you a little better. Maybe I'll just open it up. These fabrics are so nice, this Liberty fabric. And the inside will be, I have a bolt of this fabric. So this will be the lining. So pretty. And then these are I'll try to be super quick here. Don't want to spend a whole lot of time. I haven't even really looked at these. So we're looking at this together. It's so pretty. And I have some rollies, which is a 2.5-inch strip roll of all of the fabrics that I'm going to make into a quilt for somebody that's getting married this year. Surprises, I don't think she'll be watching this video, so it's my daughter that's getting married in September. Okay, so pretty. I love it. I love this so much. It's going to make a gorgeous bag, and I'm thinking sampler bags. So all you sampler stitchers out there, this is the bundle you want to get. Also, the Hydrangea in the Garden would be great for samplers, because it's just, it's springy and it has the floral, and so it just fits with any sampler. So pretty. Okay, that's what's coming. Oh, and then also one more thing, if I can find it. I'm going to add these library cards to my shop. I need to order them, so they will not be available right now, like if you look into my shop now, but I need to order them. And if you watched, okay, do you know what these are? If you've seen Lori Holt and her setup, she did a Flosstube live with Kimberly at Fat Quarter Shop. You know how she does the live Flosstubes on Wednesdays? So last Wednesday, you can go back and watch it. And Lori she designed these, and she always adds, she talked about it in her Flosstube, and it reminded me that I need to do the same, where she always adds a little card. So even in when she starts her stitch, she puts all the information on this, and then she sticks it in her bag. And then she has all the details, like linen, any color changes, she'll just add a little note here. And then if it's framed, then she will adhere it to the back of the frame. And then if it's something like a pillow, which I'm going to share with you in a minute, then she has a little box, a little file box, and she keeps those in there. So she always has some kind of a record. And so I thought I would add these to my shop, and then you can grab them as you purchase a linen or a bundle or whatever. So that'll be coming up again, or coming soon. Okay, finishes. My previous finish I'd like to share. I grabbed my Quilter's Cottage. This is hanging up in my shop because I thought, oh, it'd be cute, look really cute with my little quilt that I have hanging up there. This is one of, I believe it's one of Lori's first, it's just very early on, I think I stitched it probably in 2017, 2018. And it was one that it brings back fun memories because it's when I first discovered Flosstube, because Kimberly Jolly, I was watching one of her YouTube things, and she started talking about Flosstube. And that's when I learned about this. And I thought, okay, what is Flosstube? So, of course, I discovered it, started watching Flosstube. This was the first stitch that I started when I got back into stitching in 2017. I had a very long hiatus. I stitched in the 90s. And anyway, this conversation, I thought, well, I'll help. I will just share what I've been doing with my stitching, throughout my life. So I started stitching when I was a little girl. Probably when I was 12, I learned how to cross stitch and fell in love with it. Did a couple little things with my little church group. And so I learned the skill. And then when I was a young mom, I did a couple of stitches, and I started stitching my stockings for my kids. And did probably a fair amount of cross stitch in the 90s. And then put it away until just in 2017. So Quilter's Cottage, Lori Holt design, and I stitched it with the Arfil floss, and everything called for the fabric, everything. And that's on a really low count, and it's stitched with, I think, 5 strands of floss or something like that. So it was a little tricky to work that way, but I love that little, actually it's quite big. It's, I don't want to pick it up, but it's a big thing. I love it. And then when she introduced it, she actually designed it so that it would fit into that frame. And then we were able to purchase that on Amazon. So the frame might still be available, and it might be listed on her chart. So, okay, a new finish I have is Love You. And this is a free chart from Kathy, Hands On Design. And every February she releases an anniversary stitch. I can't even speak today. An anniversary stitch that she shares, and she designs it for her and her husband's anniversary. And I love this one. This was years ago, and I will share a link to her blog. And to find her free stitches, she has several of these. I've only done one. I've downloaded a few, and so what you do is you go onto her website. You click onto her blog, and then you can search the word anniversary, and it will pop up. And then this one, I'll just put it this way. I Love You Too. In this blog post, I Love You Too is where she lists all of her previous downloads. And then this one was 2023. So then she's done one from 2024, 2025, and then 2026. So there's several, and they're really cute. They're really special. They're very simple. So I did this with just like a Moda fabric. I purchased, this was years ago. I don't even know who the designer is. It might be, I can't remember. I filled it with a little bit of polyfill and then some sawdust. And so this is a pocket in the back for like a love note. So I was going to add a little note in there and I forgot. So that's one. I stitched that several years ago. So I'm happy to have it finished. Okay, and then Heart in Hand has a collector's heart for every year. This is the 2022. I stitched this in 2024. And I finally just decided to finish it into a little pillow, and I added the little buttons. I changed this button. It was a flower. I changed it into a little heart. And then I just have some motif fabric on the back. Love this. I'm happy to have it done. And I think I changed, I did a couple of color changes. Like this is a different pink and the red. I just brightened it up a little bit. I probably used just colors in my stash. Okay, last one. Peace on Earth by Emily Call. I shared this last time and I actually finished it into my pillow. And I found this ribbon at my local, there's a little shop called La Petite Maison, a little French house in Draper. And they have pretty ribbons there, so I knew I'd find something. And then this is a Lori Holt Hometown Holiday fabric. So I love all of Emily's designs. And this one is a special one. I stitched this on Park City Lights, one of my linens for my winter collection, and it's 36 count. And I used all of the called for colors that Emily chose. Okay. I also made a couple of project bags. I'll share this one first because it's the Farmer's Daughter. And this is my ruffle that I actually have a tutorial on how to add the ruffle onto a bag. I follow a tutorial by Elizabeth Ann Stitch for all of the dimensions, and really love this. I made this for an upcoming start for spring. I actually tried to find the chart. I think it's in the box that holds my laptop, and I didn't want to like, I had it all set up, so I'm like, no, I'm not going to grab it. But what I'd like to do is Kathy's Hands-On Design. I think it was last market, she did a strawberry finish of a spring. It has like carrots and bunnies on it, and I really love it. I have the chart, so it's going to go in here, and I'll start it sometime probably in March. So I wanted to share my ruffle bag. And so while I was at it, I with my Valentine fabric, I made a Valentine bag. And this is the zipper that's in the hydrangea in the garden, with the gold. And then my little zipper pull is from Nancy 5 Times Blessed. I was in her, I purchased her, Christmas Advent. And this is the February zipper pull. So I wanted to make a bag special for that. So thank you, Nancy. And then this is the back. And the inside is just some Valentine fabric that I had. Just in my stash. Always happy to use fabric in my stash. So this bag, I'm going to share now. I will share just a couple of Valentine projects that I recently found. I have one of Kathy's from her. I'll show that one first. From her anniversary free charts. I'll actually share a couple. I'm not going to share the chart just because I want you to be able to find it for yourself. But this is one example, Love is Kind. And I mean, this will take me just a few minutes to stitch it, and then probably more time to just pick out the fabric and make the little part pillow. And then this is called Love. It's called Love. That was cute. I downloaded this chart on Etsy, from Etsy. It's designed by Sub Rosa, and it's Be My Valentine. And I noticed this on Instagram. I think So Tattered, Katie, I think she stitched this, and then, but I just came upon it in my Etsy search, and I really liked it. So this for sure I'll be starting next. For some Valentine ideas, that I'd share those with you. And then for my anniversary start, Blackbird Design is in this book here, A Heart Remembers, and this was the book that was released after I want to make sure I get her name right. From Barb Adams. This book is dedicated to the memory of my dear friend Barb Adams. Wish you were here. Everything was better with your ideas, designs, and sense of humor. Miss you more than words can say. So you all remember when this book came out after Barb passed away. And I'm going to do this one for Roger and myself. And then I'll put our initials and then the date for our 10-year anniversary. So this one is a for sure start for February. And I pulled some of the colors. So I just have those. What do I have here? Caroline, Cecile, and oilcloth. Just your classic Blackbird, right? And then these DMC. Okay. That'll be really fun. Okay, January plans, or what I've done. Okay, Blessing Sampler. Anna Omen. I'll show you the progress on Anna. I shared this last time. I'm using Silken Color, and it's called Crimson Wood. You'll be able to see it better on the linen. And this is my progress. I finished the alphabet. I'm going to put this behind something. I've got the light coming in. It's like early afternoon. What time is it? It's 1 o'clock. So I'm getting a fair amount of light through my window. Okay. And of course this is not white kind, so I stitched I think I was like up here somewhere, and I finished the second line down, and then this is the right side border. And so I stitch in hand, and so I like to start on the right side. So I roll my linen, and and then I hold it like this. So I usually start at the top here, like here, and then work my way over. And then I work my way down so that I'm not touching a ton of stitching as I go. And so I think I'll stop here. So I got down to the bottom of my, just last night did that. Down to the bottom of my border, and then I will start stitching right here next. And that will be this motif right here. And then I'll probably do that one, and then I work my way to the left. So that's usually how I stitch. I always stitch in hand. I don't even own a hoop. So this is 36 count Solitude Serenity, and this is one of my colors in my winter collection. It's a creamy winter white, and it's a favorite. It's it's one of my easier ones to dye, and so it's usually available. However, I think I'm out of it right now. I just received my 40 count bolt, and I'm going to be processing this weekend, and then I'll be dyeing. And so by next weekend, I'll have more linens. And you can always message me to get an ETA. And then if you do message me and ask for a certain count and color, then I will always message you back and let you know when it's ready to drop in the shop. So that is Anna Omen. And that is my blessing sampler. So I'd like to get her done soon. So I would just be continually working on Anna until it's done. Kimmy finished her blessing sampler. It's a blackbird design, and it's really pretty, so she'll share that. Okay, so for my month plan, you'll see something that I'll carry over throughout the year. And so I'm just going to share as I have them in my pile. But I always like to have an animal cracker going, and so that'll be kind of in the works, in my WIP basket as I'm working, and I'll pick it up here and there as I feel in the mood. This is Ginger, so this is actually I have 2 animal crackers going. So I have Harriet, and then this is Ginger, the sugar cookie. And here's a picture of her. And so I managed to get her little face done, and don't have her whiskers in yet. And then I'm working on her ear. And then I had to change a couple of colors, so that slowed me down a little bit. But now I have the colors. So for the pinks, I'm using Weeks Dye Works Madison Rose is the darker pink. And then the lighter pink is Chablis. So those are my color changes. And this is stitched on 36 count. Forgot to tell you, sorry. Zion Sunset, 36 count. And this is a linen from my fall collection. And you can see a little bit of gray modeling throughout. So it's a pretty color. Okay, so Ginger, want to get back to her, and she shares a bag with my stocking stitch. I'll share the bag. Kimmy made this bag for me. Shared this before. This is Berries and Pine. I think it's a Moda fabric. It's really cute. And so I have stockings that I want to get finished up this year for my 2 daughter-in-laws, my 3 stepdaughters. So I'm going to finish all the girls this year, and then that's my plan. And then do the son-in-laws next year. Okay, so I'm doing Miss New Year Fairy for Emily. And I shared this before. This is on Canyonland's 32 count. And this is what I've done. I finished the blue part in her wing. Now I'm working on the black outline. And then this space right here is where beads will go. So, and then once I get the wings done, I'll do the beading all at the very end. Get my stitching done first. And then I'll work on her dress. So, this is really fun. So Ginger and Miss New Year Fairy share a bag. Okay. Also in my plan for, my monthly stitches is having some kind of bee design, because I have a lot of bee charts that I've collected like all last year. And all the bee themed stitches will go in my shop. And so I've been working on Beehive House. It's a Lori Holt design. And in the new project bag panel that was just released in December, there's one of the panels has this design on it. And so, of course, I had to make it. And I did. I made it just a couple of days ago when I was making all the other bags. So here's my panel bag. And then I just used, you have to provide your own lining for the panels. And so I had some yellow, just little fabric in my stash. So this is my panel bag for Beehive House, and then I've made some progress on her. All the stitches are DMC, or all the needle, sorry, all the threads are DMC, and they're in here. This is another little bag from one of her, I think this is the first panel. No, probably the second panel from Lori. Here's all the colors of DMC. Here's my progress. So I shared this last time. I finished filling in the house since I last shared this, and then I outlined the house. So that's it. I actually stitched on this while I watched the Fat Quarter Shop live with Lori Holt the other day. So while I was watching it, I'm like, okay, I have to make the bag. So I made it that day. So it's been a busy week. I've done a lot of sewing. I made the 3 project bags and got those bundles ready. And of course, did orders and all the things, stitching. Saw my grandkids. It was a good week. Okay, so that is, okay, 2 more plans for the month. So I always have my birthday stitch, and it's the first week of the month. So because I didn't finish 2024 birthday, I thought I would continue on with that, and that's Dwelling Place, Teresa Kogut. Here's the chart. So pretty. I love this. I love everything about this chart. I love the folk art, the colors, the floral. The border's kind of intense, I do have to say. And this is in my Mansfield Park bag. And these are the threads. Most of them are DMC. There's a little bit of, these are all called for. I haven't made any changes at all. And I have made no progress since last time I shared this. So here it is. This is what I have done so far. So this will be, this is my part of my WIP parade. So here's my birthday WIP of Dwelling Place. and really love the colors. I was afraid that this color wouldn't show up, but I think it does. This is my Salty Lake, and this is 40 count. Salty Lake is kind of a mysterious color I've discovered, and I did a little teaser over the holidays, and I was able to get the color for like 2 yards of fabric, so 8 pieces. I think I still have some 32 count left in the shop if you're interested. And then I have a couple of customers that are waiting for it, and I'm going to try one more time this next week. Anyway, I don't really have any explanation for the color, except that it's kind of hard to get. So, Dwelling Place, I love that. So I'll continue working on that. And then for my 2025 birthday start is a Jane Boston sampler. And here's the chart. River Drift House. And I wanted to, because it was her birthday celebration last year of the 250th anniversary, I wanted to have a Jane stitch for my birthday start. And this is on Solitude Serenity 36 count. And I think last time you hadn't seen, I finished all the color on the top border, and then I did the line of stitching, and then started on the alphabet. I did my own color conversion. I just tried to do a really good match at the DMC that's called for. And if you want the color conversion, it's right here. So you can do a screenshot of that if you're interested. The 842 Tea and Biscuits, I actually changed that because it was too close to, it just was too ghosty. So I changed that to, I think, Brown Hen. Is that what it's called? It's a classic color work. I have it written down somewhere. Oh, it's not in here. Okay, so it's just a brown, I think it's Brown Hen. It's this one right here. So that is Jane. And so I guess what I'll do, I might try to work on both, like the first week of the month. Give them both a little love. Okay. And then my last plan, well, there's 2 more plans for the month. Hometown Holiday series. So if you watched my previous videos, you know that I finished Firehouse. It's called Main Street, I think. Not Firehouse. Sorry. It doesn't have the fire station. It has the train on it. I finished that one. It's called Main Street. I don't have it here. However, I'll be starting this in February, and this is the pet shop, the pet store. Isn't it so cute? I just thought it would be cute for February. It has a little bit pink, a little bit of the pinky colors in there with the red. So I thought that would be fun for February. And I have the linen ready to go. It's just a platinum swag art. And so I'll be starting that and hopefully finish one every month. So that's my plan. And then the last plan for the month is just to work on a focus piece, which will be one of, I have my WIP pile right here. It's really tall. It's like this tall. So now I'm going to share my WIPs, and But this is just like what I would like to do. It's not a set plan. I'm going to hold on to my philosophy of I'm just going to stitch what I love and what I feel like working on at the time, what's calling my name, what I really love to stitch. I'm not going to do any forcing. And along with my monthly plan, if I really don't want to do a hometown holiday, if I skip a month, that's totally fine with me. If I don't really feel like doing a bee stitch or work on, I don't know if I'll get Beehive House done this month, or actually that was for January. It's not done. But at least I stitched on it, and if I feel like stitching it in February, I will. If not, then I'll just put it away. It's not going to be forced. So I made a list of like the big 12 of samplers, or some of them are medium size, some of them are big. So it doesn't mean they're all big when I say big 12, but these are the big 12 that I'd like to give some love to. And then there's a few in there that I absolutely would like need to finish or want to finish. That need and want is like in the same, like, emotion. So and as I get to them, I will tell you, okay, this is one that I'm really going to finish, because you'll see that I'm close to a finish. So it's going to be happening, right? Yes. And then we'll get to some of my stitch alongs as we, get to the month. So February, I think it was last year, Stitches Be Sweet. No, it wasn't, because it says 2022 on it. I don't know. I just bought it last year. I started it last year. Jeanette Douglas has some specialty stitches in there, and I took her class at Jingle Ball, and I went back and watched it, the recording, learned some stitching, specialty stitches. So I thought, okay, I really want to give this one some love. I'm using all the Vicki Clayton silk, her conversion, and this is on 36 count Park City Lights. And this is like the pinky color, so you can see this is a very pink Park City Lights, so you can see it against the white, like the color of it. And I believe Tara from Sully Stitches is also doing this on a pinky color, so instead of like the natural. So she inspired me to start this on Park City Lights. And then I have this in a bag that Kimmy made me. She made all of this one in her little stitchy group, which is so sweet. And I have all the silks in my little vinyl Lori Holt bag here. And these are the colors. So pretty. Okay, so that'll be a nice February stitch. And so this will be like a, like a focus or want to or love to work on sampler. And I don't have any plans to finish it this year, but it's definitely going to be loved. Okay. Oh, I better keep that with me. Next up is another stitch that I feel like it kind of goes with February, but just the colors, they're richer color palette or warmer, and this is Kindness Makes Friends. And Kimmy and I started this last year together, and I believe Kimmy finished hers. We both are stitching this on flax 40 count, and this is my progress. We're using all the called for colors. And for some reason I decided to go down here on the left. I don't know why. I think it's because I really want to get the bones. I'm trying to get the bones of the border in. So, and sometimes what I'll do is if I have like this color in my needle, then I'll find a flower or the same, you know, so that I can go over and finish it. We're using all the called for over dyes, and I think there's some DMC and DMC as well. Yeah. Just a nice color palette, and I love the sentiment and everything about the stitch, and that Kimmy and I are doing this together. Okay, for March, sometimes this is the bag that For Kindness Makes Friends. What is that bag? Okay, this is the one that's calling my name. I've been thinking about this like the beginning of the new year. I really want to finish it. And this is a Brenda Gervais. Many people have stitched this every opening flower. And I shared this last year. And using all the called for colors, just your classic Brenda Gervais sampler colors. So pretty. Oh, I got the ribbon in there. And this is stitched on Winter Brew 36 count. And this is what I have so far. So I have a lot done. And of course I don't have the house done yet. Or not even started. There's a big willow tree. And then the motif with the beehive. So I love everything about this. It's so pretty. Love all the colors. Love the alphabet. Love the big rose down here in the urn. I think this is where I'm at, like over here. So when I pick it up again, do I have a thread? Yeah. I'm like right here, working on filling in those leaves and the buds, the rose buds. So that will definitely be a finish for 2026. And this is in one of my Lori Holt panel bags. So and then another focus piece I'd like to work on sometime in the spring, March, April, probably April, is Prairie Life Sampler. Heartstring Samplery, Beth Twist. And this is in one of my project bags that I made. This is early on when I wasn't sure about what size, so this is a huge bag. I made this out of I had like some jelly roll fabric, and so this is what happened. And then I have my little covered wagon, my little happy charm from Lori Holt. Okay, you want to see what I have done? Kimmy made this little, it's like a little wallet, like thread bed wallet. It's really cute. There's a little zippy right there. So I have that. And all the colors. Sanguine, baked apple. I mean, all of the, I don't know, like it's a good palette. It's something that Beth uses, Brenda uses. It's really pretty. And here we go. So I have all the bones in. I think I'm working on filling in the log cabin. And then I came over and I made Lara, and that was the day that I met Melissa Gilbert when Kimmy and I went to afternoon tea at Garden of Quilts last year in September. So I don't think I've picked this up since September. And it has a little bear on there. I need to fill in this tree. And then once I get down to the words, oh, and then there's all the little motifs at the bottom. So there's been a lot of stitching with, you know, like filling in these trees, and of course the border will take some time. But this linen is XU Design 36 count light drab. So it has a little bit of kind of like a taupey pinky color. So, okay. I have a couple of heartstring samplery charts that are in the works. I'm not sharing all of my WIPs today, just ones that I want to work on for this year. I say that now because I think I have a few that are in the closet down the hall that I'm not getting out today. But I do love her designs. Okay, now I'm into summer, and we have the celebration coming up this year, the 250th celebration of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. This is my start that I'll be starting, and I think I have it set for May. If I get my act together and get the linen chosen, then I will start it sooner. But this is, I pulled all the DMC. It's all charted for DMC, which is lovely. And this is like a collaboration with Twin Peak Primitives and Finally a Farm Girl. And I really like this one too. So I might do this one as a small. This year, I don't know. Probably not this year, but in the future. Okay, so I have a couple of patriotic pieces that are in the works. I started this last summer, and I'll want to finish this one this year. It's in here, in this book. I love the vintage Blackbird books. It's this one. Summer Jubilee. I'm stitching this on a 30 count R&R, and I honestly don't even know if I wrote it down, which color it is. It's probably in one of my notebooks, and so that's why I need to do the card, the library card. Here's my progress. Let's see, I pulled this board so I can do this. And I started this last summer while I was in England, right on 4th of July. So I think it's so cute, and it's not very big, you know, so it's going to be doable. All the called for colors. So there's pomegranate. It's just a fun color palette because there's a lot of bright colors. So pomegranate, and these are Gentle Arts, chamomile, flax. This is a Weeks Dye Works. Hibiscus, Grecian Gold, Old Brick. Oh, I have 2 Old Bricks. Butternut Squash, and Old Blue Paint. So that Old Blue Paint is in the flag. So see how bright and cheery that is? Love it. Okay, Summer Jubilee. And then I have the linen in here to do the blackbird on the front. So I'll probably start that as well. And it's little. He's a little guy. He's what's his name? I love all these charts in here. Oh, Summer Song. If you're a blackbird lover, I know you have this book. And you're very familiar and probably have stitched these. So I'm excited to participate in that. Plum Street Sampler. I started this last year and I changed the colors. Always remember. I've actually had this chart for a long time and I've always wanted to stitch it. Maybe I'll do this one in May just because of Memorial Day. Oh, these need to go with Jubilee. This is in my Americana bag. Lori Holt. What do I have inside? Okay. I did these bundles last year. So pretty. Okay, so this one. Oh, and I like to make a thread bed to match. And this is just, you've seen these. A lot of people do them. They're like nothing special. There's just some fleece inside, like the fusible fleece, so that I can hold my threads in there. Okay, this is my conversion and my progress. So instead of I'll just show you the difference here. Instead of a pink house, I'm doing a white house. And then I'm a little bit disappointed. So this is the color of it's almost the same color as this linen, which is eucalyptus. I love the linen. Eucalyptus Fox and Rabbit, 36 count. But it's almost the same color as the linen. And so, for example, all of the stars are stitched. It's all stitched. But it almost looks like it's undone. But I think once it's all together, I think it'll be fine. I'm not worried about it at all. And my color conversion, I'm not going to take the time to tell you all the colors, but if you are interested, you could message me and I'll share. So this is my only, I was talking to Kimmy the other day, I'm like, I don't think I have a Plum Street WIP. This is it. We both remember that I have this one. So I do love Paulette Stewart's designs. I love them. I've done a lot of them. I've done Milk and Cream Company, Wool and Flax Company. This is the day I did a lot of the animal stacks. The early ones, like the hen, and the pig, and the sheep, and the cow. I did all those. So I need to incorporate more Plum Street in my, maybe some new starts this year. I do have America, the big sampler, and I debated, I'm like, oh, should I do that one for my celebration? But I really love Peace Filled. So that one won. But I could start America. I could do it. I'm gonna hang on to this board. Okay. Okay, while we're still in summer, I'll share a couple of my sals for this year. So one of them is going to be with my little stitchy group with Linda, Michelle, Kimmy, and myself. And we're going to start Garden of Quilts. And we're going to be stitching it on one of the color. Each of us will be doing one of my linens in the winter collection. So Solitude Serenity, which is the white, which you've seen a lot. Snowbird Sky, which is the very faint blue. Deer Valley Dream, which is like the very faint lavender. And then Park City Lights, which is the pinky color. So, and then we'll be able to see like the difference in the stitches. So that will be fun. So I'm organizing that. It's coming soon, and we'll just get started on it sometime this spring. And then we're gathering for a retreat in May. So looking forward to that Sal with my friends. Another sew along, which I will be doing with Kimberly Fat Quarter Shop, is the Quilted Farm Girl. And of course, I'll be making a bag out of the Farm Girl fabric for her. So yeah, excited about that. This has a mixture of Classic Colorworks. Oh, actually, it's all Classic Colorworks, but it also has a DMC conversion. So I might do a mix depending on like what's in my stash and what I feel like, like what I want to be like more variegated. And Lori actually talks about that in her live with Lori or with Kimberly. So, I think this starts, I don't even know. I think it starts in February. I need to look it up. Okay, and then while it's here, so I just want to, before I forget and get it out of the way, I do have a plan for this year that I'll get started on. I don't know how much I'll get done, but I did buy the linen for this, and of course the 12 days of Christmas stocking, and this is Annie B's folk art design. And Sean, if you watched her finishing video, she shared all of her finishes, and she has a garland made out of the stockings that she's done so far. And I believe she's done 6, maybe more. And so I got the Magical Gray. This is a Zweigart, black version of linen. It's called Magical Gray. And so this is what I'll be stitching it on. So, and Kimmy has it too. And I don't know, Kimmy, are you starting it this year? I don't know. She might be. So excited for that. I know that she has her linen for that. Okay. So far, I want to finish Every Opening Flower, the Memorial, Always Remember. I want to finish that one. And I also want to finish the Prairie Life sampler. That's been going for a couple of years, so I feel like, okay, really want to get to a finish on those. And then this is another one. I don't have plans to finish it this year. However, it's one of my older WIPs, and it's called A Perfect World. It's a Scarlet. The Scarlet House is the designer. A Perfect World. I love this chart. It was stitched and framed at my local needlework shop, which is closed now. It's called the Craft Center of Fine Stitchery. This is in one of my bags that I made years ago. I'm using all the called for threads, and I'll show you the stitch. You can see most of the threads. Here is my progress. I have the checkerboard almost complete. I just need to fill in. You can see where I have it done on this side. So there's like 2 or 3, I think there's 2 greens, but it's variegated, so there's a lot of color changes. And then the floral, the folk art floral. And then I'm filling it in with 310 DMC, the black. And these are my colors. Minus the black, I just have skeins in my bag. Because I'll be going through some black. And okay, so let me tell you about what I'm stitching it on. This is Aida cloth linen, and I think it's raw. The raw Aida linen. I think that's what it is. And it's what the sample was stitched on at the store. And it's a low count, and I can't remember, it might be a count 10. And so I'm stitching over 1 with 2 threads. And so it's kind of chunky, but I love the coverage on it. It's really cute, and it's quite beautiful. Like it's kind of see. So it has really good coverage because I'm stitching it over 2 over 1 on the Aida cloth. So it's a little different, it's the texture of the fabric is stiffer, but I do like it, and I'm excited I decided, to start down here for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, I think it's because there's not a border. And so that's why I started down here. So I thought, okay, I'll just start down here and go all the way across. So I'm all the way, from right to left. So I have that all set. And then I'll probably, start the houses and then work my way up and then do the words at the very end. So I'm going from the bottom up this time. A perfect world. Okay. So that's probably August time. I had plans to do that in August last year and it didn't happen. So I'm hoping that changes and we actually work on it. Okay. This is my Stacy Nash Halloween at Hollyberry Farm. This is one that I definitely, absolutely want to finish this year. This is what it looks like if you're not familiar. I'm stitching this on Cocoa Fiber on a Whim, and it's very purple, and I love it. This is the linen, and this is my progress. I absolutely love everything about this stitch. I love the border. I think that's what got me. That was calling my name when I chose the chart. And I've made a lot of progress on this side as far as the border. So I just need to have all the top and then go down to the left. So Christy Crosshatch Quilts, she finished hers last year, and when she was working on hers last fall, I picked it up and I did a lot of fill-in the house. So Christy, thank you for the inspiration to get going on this one. And then the motifs are just very sparse, like there's a lot of space in between, so that won't take long. So I think once I get the house done, and I also worked on the door too. So the house, and then I'll probably be working on the flowers along the way as well, like as I feel like it. And of course you see how I started on the right side and working my way over here for the alphabet and the numbers. This is a big one. So that will definitely be framed and on my wall, probably like all fall season. And maybe I'll have it down in my basement, like permanently. I'm not sure. I have Right now I have Land that I love that I finished last year. I have her in my basement right now. So, okay. I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 more. Okay, this one is an Erica Michaels Quilting ABCs. I think I started this in 2023. And it's on Seraphim Antique Lace Linen. I'm using all the called for threads. And I absolutely love it. I love the design. I love the whole idea with the alphabet and all the words that go with each letter. So pretty. It's something that will go in my sewing room when I'm finished. You can see where I am. Got my hanging thread there at the border. I haven't worked on this for so long, and I think what I'll do is finish the border, like do the bones, and then of course you can see that I did the bones of the blocks there, and then I'll work on the letters and get the first row done. And so these are in parts. So this is part 1, A, B, C, D, E. And I think I have in my possession part 2. So then I'll just, what I should do is buy the rest of them before they, I don't know, don't exist anymore. I don't know. This is one that I don't have plans to finish this year, but I do want to give it some love. And then these are my colors. The reds are really pretty. They're the holly berry and this like raspberry color wild berries. And all kinds of blues. My friend Linda stitched this for me. This little spool of thread. So yeah, this is my only Erica Michaels. I do have a couple of her strawberries that I would love to throw in as a small this year. We'll see. Okay, the last 2 are reproduction samplers. They're both Hands Across the Sea. This one is Margaret Ferguson, and here's my tote bag that Linda gave me to match. I love it. I'm using all the called for. I'm doing the DMC option. These are the colors. Here's the chart. This is a Scottish sampler. The Manse of Harlaw. The Manse of Harlaw, a sampler from Scotland. And the roses are absolutely stunning. This is what I have so far. This is the top right, and then I've been working my way down this way. I absolutely love this. This is 36 count cream Edinburgh Zweigart linen. It's not over dyed or anything, it's just cream. And when I chose this linen, this is before I even started dyeing linen. And Terry over at Shepherd's Bush, she helped pick this out for me. She, she looked at the chart and she's like, oh, you should just do just cream. So I love my choice. I love the linen. It's really nice to work with. And it has softened up, since it hasn't been dyed. It's actually been, it's really nice, really soft linen. So I'm going to stick with all of the colors. I know the urn in there it stands out and I love it. I'm just going to stick with what the ladies chose for this sampler as a reproduction. Okay, last one. Elizabeth. Queen of the May from 2025. And I started this last November, so it's kind of it's a new WIP. And I don't have much going. This is what I have. So I started this in Alabama when I was with my daughter for Thanksgiving. And this is I have this little tail here to indicate that that's the center. That's the center of my border. And so I think what I did is I went that way, and then I flipped it and I went this way. So once I get over here, then I'll probably just fill in the flowers and then start the motif right here. Over here. So I know many of you are stitching this. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love the chart. Here it is again. I love the colors. They're so pretty. What am I doing? Oh, I'm doing oh, you guys, this is my first experience with the 103s. So special for me because I'm finally doing it. The silks, the 103s. So this is 40 count. I forgot to tell you the color. So I'm doing the 40 count with the 103s of Ariswa. And the color is one of mine. It's called Cascade Springs, and it has a green hue to it. So I thought it would look really nice with the greens and the pinks and the reds. So, yeah, so definitely want to give some love to Elizabeth. I would like to, I don't know, when she calls my name, I'm just going to pick her up. There's no plans, there's no expectation. And what I love about stitching is it's something that makes me happy and something that I love to do. It's a hobby, and it's not, there's really no expectation, there's no pressure. It's just what helps me. It's very therapeutic, and I know that is the same for many of you. So the big stitches, they're not going to be overwhelming for me. It's just going to be relaxing and fun to be able to give it some love, and actually just the process of having it come together and see the colors that show up and what it looks like, and then of course watch the progress from other stitchers that are also working on it. And I feel the same way for all the other stitches that I have. I'm grateful for them, that I have this chance to work on things that, especially like the antique samplers, are really special. And then also the samplers and other designs that people have put a lot of thought into, have designed, have used their talents. So it's fun to share. It's fun to be part of the industry of providing linen and providing the kits to make your own bags. If you love to make your own or even try to make your own, I know that a couple of my customers shared pictures of their first try at a bag and how much they loved it, and they're just creating something. It's just so special. So I don't think I have anything else for you today. The only thing I have left in front of me is my journal, or my planner for stitching. I found this at like Home Goods the end of last year, and so this is what I'm putting my plans in, documenting. And what I like about it is that it has space for each day. And I do book of days. Actually not book of days this year. I've done it in the past. I have Stacy Nash's planner calendar journal that I've been using last year. And the square is like so tiny and I have so much to write. So I thought this year that I would just actually do a planner just for my stitching and my quilting plans. Speaking of quilting, we have the Farm Fresh Sew Along that I'm doing with Kimmy and Sean. And then Kimmy and I are going to be finishing up the 250th anniversary quilt of Jane Austen celebration. And I have a couple baby quilts that I'll be making, and then the wedding quilt. And then I have another quilt for Roger that I'll be working on sometime this spring because he has a birthday in April. And we'll just see where that takes me. So thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your time, and I appreciate all of your comments, your engagement, your enthusiasm with my linens. I appreciate the support for those who have ordered project bag kits, linens, and other things in my shop. Thank you so much. I'm going to be doing a giveaway, another giveaway next time with Kimmy for a bundle. So be watching for that. And in the meantime, stay safe and warm and cozy. And I hope that you have time to do all the things that you love to do. Be inspired and grateful every day, and we'll see you next time.